With Arkham Shadow being out right now, I'd like to go back to a game that many people don't talk about very often, Arkham VR. The game after release hasn't gotten the best reception, especially with fans. People weren't fond of the story, with the game left being short, you can beat it within an hour. And I guess people like me were fooled thinking we'll be able to actually fight, but I guess the technology wasn't there at the time, or they didn't know how to properly insert it into the game. And there's not that much you can do in-game aside replaying the story missions and fooling around in the Batcave. The game is well regarded as just a tech demo, and to be honest, there's some truth to it. But I think the game still has value, at least from a narrative standpoint. Now this isn't an in-depth review where I go over everything, even though it wouldn't take long. I just think the game is cool, and with Arkham Shadow getting a lot of praise, we should remember what came before. When Arkham Shadow was announced, a lot of people weren't too pleased with it being a VR game. For me, I never had a problem with it being what it's releasing on, but just having a one VR device does suck unless they plan on releasing it on other platforms in the future. I would like to play it, but I'm not buying a new VR device for the sake of just one game, just like Resident Evil 4 on the Oculus. Being made by Rocksteady, the game already looks good. Considering Arkham Knight is still one of the best looking games to this day, the beginning sequence of putting on the Batsuit is easily one of the best moments in the game, along with a great shot of entering the Batcave. The Batcave has a bunch of stuff to interact with, and it's full of cool references and Easter eggs. You can look at character models, inspect vehicles, test out blood samples, including a fun minigame throwing batarangs at targets, as well as watch the tape Joker sent to Batman when he tortured and shot Jason. That's about it when it comes to exploration. The game is really small and linear, which isn't a bad thing. I'm just pointing out that to most people, there's not that much replay value. This one isn't as important, but I love the end credits theme. Even though it's a mashup of Arkham Knight soundtrack, it's mixed well. Almost forgot to mention, but there are also Riddler trophies to collect, and out of the whole Arkham franchise, including Suicide Squad, these are the least annoying. As for the story itself, I like it. It's creepy, mysterious, and the conclusion added a lot of elements pertaining to Batman's fear. I am going to talk about spoilers for the story, by the way, so keep that in mind. After seeing what the Batcave has to offer, Alfred tells us that Robin has lost communication and Nightwing also isn't responding. You track Nightwing's last location to find out that somebody's killed him. Using the forensic scanner, you found out the killer was well coordinated and knew exactly how to take out Nightwing. I really like using Batman's gadgets to scan evidence, as well as rewinding footage to pinpoint key moments. Scanning the rest of the area, we see that one of Penguin's men saw the whole thing and ran off. We interrogate Penguin to find out the man who witnessed the killing was killed in an explosion and his body's at the morgue. After gathering evidence to find out what material killed him, we find out the bomb is linked to Robin's last location at the bottom of a sewer below Founders Island. There we find Robin trapped inside a cage. He tells us whoever did this could be a Joker copycat, as there are markings suggesting that Joker is involved somehow. As they're about to escape, they are ambushed by Killer Croc, and as he attacks Robin, it fades out and we are taken to Arkham Asylum. As you walk through the hallways, we see more Easter eggs of items and characters. We open a door hatch to see Joker on the other side of one of the cells. As we go inside, we look around to see blood markings all over the walls and a black void showing us the events from Nightwing's death, Penguin's goon at the morgue, and Robin being killed by Killer Croc. As we keep looking around, we find out that Batman was the one who killed Nightwing, blew up the Penguin's club, and trapped Robin. This was all in Batman's psyche, and this being the main reason Batman was hell-bent on finding the cure makes the story of Arkham Knight even better. Arkham VR is a dream sequence, taking place before Arkham Knight. We know this is a dream based around the hints given to us throughout the game. Batman's fear of his friends getting hurt by his enemies or even himself gives him good reason to keep everyone distant, despite their arguments. I was definitely one of those people who was always questioning Batman's moral choices, but in the end, he was right, especially with what happened to Jason. The final shot of Joker through the reflection is a great way of showing Batman becoming the Joker as he gets the true final laugh. Now, even though I enjoyed the story and played through this multiple times, I do wish there was more to do and more to interact with. If the story wasn't focused on being Batman's nightmare, I think having an Arkham VR game where you solve cases could be a great idea, adding more lore, characters, and introducing a new immersion on being the Batman. This game adds a creepy feel much like Arkham Asylum, and they could use this as a way to reintroduce that horror aspect of the games. Looking at Killer Croc close up is already terrifying. Imagine actually fighting him hand to hand. I hope Arkham Shadow sparks new ideas for the franchise, and maybe get released on other platforms. And I definitely hope Roger Craig Smith continues to voice Batman in future projects, because he is definitely underrated, and he did a great job in Origins. There's still so much more they can add to the Arkhamverse, all things considering. Kevin Conroy's passing still hurts, and he will truly be missed. Maybe in the future, we can get more games continuing in the Origins timeline. That would be great, and adding Robin's early days to the story will be interesting, especially with how Arkham Shadow played out. But we'll just have to wait and see. If you own a VR, I say give this game a shot. The game should be cheap. I know it was released on other platforms. I think the original price was $30, $40, so I imagine it's at least $20 now. But yeah, that's my take on the game. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys later.